Long ago, in the year of 1997, a baby boy was born in a manger. The boy had black hair, rosy cheeks, 10 fingers, 10 toes, an arm, another arm, 2 legs, a bottom, a belly, and everything in between. The boy would grow up to learn to sing and dance, to run and jump, to tell stories, to joke, to laugh, and be a friend to all. The boy's name was Lukas Kirkby, best known to you as the co-host of the Pottervision podcast. Well, I hope you enjoyed all that. I don't know where I was going with it, and I thought I'd find an end if I just started talking, but we had a nice little description of Lukas for a bit. I'm a fan of him, and I hope you are too. Weird way to start the podcast. But, you know, I've done 15 takes of this now, and this is the best one. This is your weekly reminder to leave us a review if you haven't done so already. I don't think you have, Holly, my dear friend, and you've continued to listen. We're 49 episodes in, and you've not done so yet, so don't know what's stopping you, babe. What else? We are going on tour. So many tour dates. Go to pottervision.com. Me and Lukas are recreating the first film live on stage. Is it going to be funny? Yes, it's funny. We've done it so many times before and it's going to be amazing. So please come. If you'd like to support us even further, please check out our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Pottervision where you can support us and gain exclusive access to private podcasts featuring me and Lukas if the weekly dosage of Pottervision isn't enough. Anyway, here's me yammering on. Here is episode 49.
Pottervision, Pottervision, Pottervision. Pottervision.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Pottervision podcast, the podcast where every week myself, Lukas Kirkby, and this muscular mountain of a man, Tom Lawrenson, he's lovely, and we look at a chapter of the Harry Potter books and use it as a, springboard for conversation. This week is episode 49. We're on book 3, Prisoner of Azkaban, chapter 14, Snape's Grudge. Tom, how are you?
How am I? I am how I look. I am one sweaty bitch.
Oh, he is.
Before you got here, Lukas, I'd been exercising. I had a shower immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
I'd dried off, but it was as though the sweat had not finished escaping my body. Mm-hmm. I got fully clothed.
Yeah.
Underpants. Trousers. T-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. Sat in a chair opposite you. All of a sudden, floods of moisture started escaping my body.
Oh, yeah.
What do you make to that?
Oh, it's the human body. It's the way of telling you that, you should have waited longer before showering, maybe.
So, whipped off the joggers, threw them in the bin, put on a pair of swimming shorts.
Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, I can see about 70% of Tom's legs as we speak. I'm trying to avoid looking at them, but it's very difficult.
You might be thinking, ooh, a lot of hairs on them legs.
Yes.
No. Those are ants crawling all around me.
That's right, listeners. Ants. He's got a whole colony going up and down them pins.
But otherwise, I am well. What day are we on?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday for us. Saturday, my girlfriend Lucy completed a half marathon in Hebden Bridge.
Well done to Lucy.
Well done. 1,000 times well done.
Yes.
It's a tough feat. She did it. Mm-hmm. But that meant I had a bit of time while I was there because I drove her there.
Yeah.
And I was not allowed to accompany her on the half marathon.
Weren't you?
No.
Ugh.
Because 1, I'd not been training.
Yes.
2, I didn't have the right gear.
Yeah.
And 3, bad attitude.
Yeah.
So I took myself into the town of Hebden Bridge.
Oh, lovely.
Now, me got hungry.
Yes.
Me started walking throughout the town.
Yes.
Me think, where can me go?
Yes.
to quench this hunger. Me see place that can only be described as a rough pub.
Okay, rough pub. Lovely.
But the rough pub had outside the prices of their food on a wall.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know if you've ever done anything like this. I got charmed by the price.
Oh, yes, I do.
Burger, £5.50
Oh,
with chips.
with chip included.
I thought, it's a steal.
Yeah.
It's a steal.
Yeah.
I go in, woman looks surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, hello, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
She says, what you want? Me say burger, chips and a coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah? Comes to £6.
Yeah.
I should have known something was up when a coffee cost me 50p.
Yeah.
She goes, where you want to eat this?
Yeah.
And she goes, toilet? Straight on the toilet? I go, no, me eat outside in the sun.
Yeah.
She goes, I'd be embarrassed to be eating this outside myself.
Yeah.
I go, I'll take the chance. Sat outside, burger comes, I take a look at it, and it's very clearly a frozen burger.
Yes.
You know, like a thin patty that you
Oh,
get.
yeah.
Say if you went in Asda and you went, what's the cheapest burger frozen patty you
Oh,
got?
yeah.
So, I ate it.
Mm-hmm.
I ate the chips, and I ate more or less every sachet sauce they gave me.
Yeah.
And would you know, I walked away from that pub feeling unwell.
You're joking. You're telling me the £5.50 burger plus 50p coffee? I reckon it was the coffee. 50p.
Well, it was an instant one, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Instant coffee. But yeah, isn't that interesting?
Oh, dear.
So I walked off feeling
Yeah.
unwell. I walked back to where the race would be finishing. And I started rolling round in the sun. No sun in the overcast. And then I was lay on my belly with my legs kicking in the air.
Yeah.
And I thought, what an unusual way to lay.
Yeah.
People look at me.
Yeah.
I must look very strange.
Yes.
But it felt so nice, I thought, to hell with anyone else. I shall continue.
Lovely.
So that's me.
Fantastic.
How about you?
For me, as you know, I've started a new job at an agency.
First time hearing of it.
Eh?
What happened to your old job?
I quit.
Yeah?
Yeah, now I'm at a new job at an agency.
Oh, I wish you'd run it by me first.
I
But
did.
go on.
You forget. This week I've been out of school as a teaching assistant. And a lot of my classes have been the new Year 7 groups.
Let's take some notes while you say this, but go on.
You take some notes, right? The Year 7 groups, right? Now, you forget how Year 7s... Now, for people overseas, this is kids who are starting high school. And this is
Seventh
their
grade,
first
baby.
week. Yeah, maybe. Some of them, they just don't know their head from their tail. There was one kid, right? We're in a maths lesson.
Yeah.
They're getting their exercise books. The teacher says, write your name down on the front of the book.
Yeah.
Write your name down on the top line.
Now, what set is this?
I think it's mixed ability,
Four.
Year 7, right? They say, top line, write your name. Second line, write maths. Third line, write Mrs. Whoever. Fourth line, write the room. Right? One kid actually wrote the words, your name.
No.
They did, on the front of the book. This is what we're dealing with here.
Was he a thickie? Was it a boy?
I cannot say that. I think it was a lad. But I think they're just bewildered by the whole new experience. There were 3 nosebleeds. I've only been there 2 days. 3 little kids had a nosebleed. One kid picked up his
Get out of
PE
line,
bag.
did they? Say something about the pod.
Yeah, they did, yeah. Threatened to give it 4 stars. One kid picked his PE bag up the wrong way around and all of his clothes fell out onto the floor. You think, bloody hell, they need help, these kids. They need help.
Yeah.
And that's what I was there to do. To guide them. To help them.
No, your name's not your name. Your name is Ishmael.
Yes, exactly. Call me Ish. Yeah, Mr. Thicky.
I wrote some interesting notes while you were saying that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know what? It's been a while since something like this has happened. And it tends to happen when we're a bit tired. Tom feels a bit mischievous. And he's just written a lovely message on a post-it note, which I cannot repeat.
Interesting chapter.
Yeah.
Would you... I beg you. Please give us a rundown. I beg you, sir.
I will.
Us and me and the listeners, we want a rundown.
I will give it you, Tom and listeners. Chapter 14, Snape's Grudge. So they're searching the castle again. There's no sign of Sirius Black, but they're up in the measures. Sir Cadogan's been sacked. The fat lady's back in position. Neville's being punished very unfairly, in my opinion, but there's no sign of Sirius Black. Anyway, Harry agrees to go to Hogsmeade, but this time he's taking the invisibility cloak. He sneaks through the passageway and he meets up with Ron. They buy some jokes from Zonko's joke shop. And then Ron has a bit of a run-in with Draco Malfoy, Crabbe and Goyle. Harry Potter decides, in his invisibility cloak, to throw a bit of mud around, have a bit of fun, trip them up. Hey! But his cloak slips and Malfoy sees his floating bonce and it gives him a bit of a fright.
Bonce means head.
Yes, bonce means head. He runs off. Harry tries to meet... I've just seen the drawing Tom's drawn on the post-it now. He runs back. He gets out of the statue of the witch with the hump and he bumps into Severus Snape, who says, Draco's told me this story. I know what you were up to. Turn out your pockets. What's this? It's a map. He tries to reveal it. It insults Snape. The map insults Snape. Lupin comes to the rescue, takes the map, but he says, Harry, look, your parents died protecting you. You shouldn't be running about when Sirius Black is around. They go back to the common room. Hermione's very upset because Hagrid has lost the case and Buckbeak is going to be executed.
Bastard.
That was Snape's Grudge.
What a chapter.
What a chapter.
Did you say chapter? Did you say something
I
else?
said chapter.
What does that mean?
It's chapter, innit? But a bit fun.
Actually, yeah. That was a bit fun.
Thank you. 48 times, listeners, I've said chapter. Day 49, I'm saying chapter. Who knows what 50 might bring? What a chapter, like you said.
Great chapter.
Yeah.
And let me start off this episode by saying Sir Cadogan should be burnt alive for what he has done.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the fact that he doesn't seem to have, claimed any responsibility and he's let Neville receive these awful punishments, which are ridiculous. He's banned from Hogsmeade. He's got detention. He's not even allowed to know the new password, so he's not allowed in his own common room without somebody to let him in.
Without supervision. Sorry, you're not allowed around your own things.
It is ridiculous.
Well, Sir Cadogan has gone without punishment. They've just put him somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So he can hook up with Sirius Black again.
Yeah. But, in all fairness, he should never have been appointed in the first place. Why, they put him in charge. It's the teachers, they're blaming Neville, they're blaming Sir Cadogan. Take a look at yourselves, teachers. Only now are they teaching the doors to look out for Black. They're putting all these new measurements in that should have been there from the first time he broke in. Oh, Professor Flitwick's teaching the front doors to recognise Sirius Black. They've got trolls patrolling their common room.
Now they're taking it seriously. Echoes of the UK's reaction to this worldwide pandemic.
Yes.
Remember at the beginning, Boris Johnson? No,
Yeah.
we won't go into lockdown. We're going to do the hokey cokey.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do the lockdown. We're going to do the Macarena.
Yeah.
We're going to sing happy birthday to our hands.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson. Dumbledore. You've lost it.
Yeah. They've taken too long to act, and now look what's happened. Ron's got ripped up bed sheets.
But Ron, he's been running around and he's been bragging about what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, a bit of attention for
Yeah.
Ron. He's got a story. People want to hear the one thing he's got, and he's loving it.
Yeah.
But he's going on telling the story,
Mhm.
and Harry begins to think, he didn't kill Ron. Why? Why didn't he kill Ron?
Yeah.
I think it would have been nice.
Well, with all the threats Ron bandies about over these...
I think it's
books.
clear that Ron doesn't enjoy being alive.
Yeah.
He's not going...
Oh, yeah, carry on. Carry on.
Because he hasn't got a nice thing to say about absolutely anything.
No.
He's jealous of his brothers.
Yeah.
He thinks his parents don't treat him right.
Yeah.
He hates Hermione. He hated his rat before it got killed. He hates Harry. He's jealous of Harry. He hates everything. Maybe Sirius should have put him out of his misery.
Well, you'd think a near-death experience would give you a bit of perspective, but... Well, Blummeneck, his sister was nearly dead last year, and he's still bloody miserable about everything. He should count his blessings. He should thank his lucky stars.
He needs to be a bit sage, a bit more... He needs to be a sage, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, Neville is banned from all I tell you what, sometimes, do you ever write on an app or on a bit of
Yeah.
some software that doesn't have autocorrect on your spelling?
Yeah.
And even though you know how to spell things,
Yeah.
you look at how you spelt it and you're like, geez, am I an idiot?
Because you're so used to it correcting it. You look at it, why has that not been
I
fixed?
was reading my note that said Neville's been banned from Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
And I didn't put BANNED.
Yeah.
Put BAND.
B what?
BAND. Like
Oh,
rock
like band, like a rock band from
Yeah.
Hogsmeade. Hey, that'd be good. Neville's in a band from Hogsmeade.
Neville has been banned from Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
McGonagall, pick on someone your own size. She's deflecting
Yeah.
her own misfallings
Yeah.
as a teacher,
Yeah.
as a guardian to all these students at
Yeah.
the school
Yeah.
onto Neville, and also what's Neville's grandmother called? Mrs. Longbottom or something.
Yeah, I think it's Augusta, but I'm not sure.
A howler.
Yeah.
Sending a howler to Neville.
Yeah.
Saying he's brought shame to the family. No, you child abuser. You and your brother, you're bringing shame to the Longbottoms.
Yeah.
Not Neville being a good student.
Yeah.
You turning him into a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
Trying to murder him and traumatise him, throwing him out of windows and throwing him off the end of Blackpool Pier.
Yeah. Because all he's done is dropped a piece of paper. That's all he's done.
Yeah.
And, to be fair, Sir Cadogan had a new password every day for this thing. So how are you going to remember it without writing it down? Of course it's going to be lying around, but like we said last week, if he wasn't even in the castle, it wouldn't matter, but he's been let in the castle, which is the teacher's fault.
I was thinking back to when, at the beginning of this book, when Neville was having the problems with password remembering.
Yeah.
Someone said, write them down. And I don't remember if it was someone in the book or me and you.
It might have been me and you, I don't know.
So we might share a bit of blame there.
We will look back, and if we find out that it was McGonagall who suggested for him to write it down, I'm going to go back in time and point my finger in her face and say, you made this happen! And, be a bit disappointed. Ron's off to Hogsmeade. He's convincing Harry to go. And, they know about this, because... the teachers are blocking off these entrances in passageways, aren't they? But they don't know about the one Harry knows about, with the one-eyed witch with the hump. You've got to tell them there's been a man in your bedroom with a knife cutting up bed sheets, and you're not telling the teachers about a secret passageway you know about because you want to buy some sweeties.
They want to go to Zonko's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry we let them murder him, but I really wanted some fake dog poo. Oh, yes. He has murdered 13 people with one spell, but on the other hand, fart putty. Harry, tell them about the passageway.
Fart putty is fantastic.
It is.
But listeners, if you get yourself some fart putty, don't take it out of the canister.
No.
You can have an effort getting that back in.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, listen to your teachers. Wait till you've got it home. Don't be pressing that fart putty on the bus. It's disgusting. But yeah, Harry, just tell them about the passageway, because the safety of everybody is at risk.
He can't help himself.
No.
What's the real life equivalent of that? Why would you be scared to leave your home? Multiple break-ins.
Yeah.
Oh, I left me home because I know I should have stayed home to mind my house, but I had to get a whoopee cushion. I couldn't control myself. I needed one.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
So, I don't know how many times we have to say this, right? We've said it time and time again.
Yeah.
But is this whole series a fable about friendship? About Ron and Harry being the worst friends ever?
Yeah.
Not only to Hermione, but Hagrid to anyone.
Yeah.
Because they only look out for number one.
Yeah.
Harry with his Quidditch, for no reason, he's not got a beef with Hermione.
No.
It's not his rat.
No.
But for some reason he's taken solidarity with Ron to never talk to her, and it's been months and months and months.
Yeah.
And all he cares about is Quidditch. I
Yeah.
don't care if anyone wants to kill me. I want to play Quidditch. And Ron, I'm never talking to Hermione again because her cat ate my rat.
I hope this chapter is a turning point for these two boys because they get a moral lesson from Hagrid.
I've read it, it's not.
In his hut, is it not? They get a moral lesson from Hagrid when he says, "Oh, I thought you'd be more bothered about your friends than broomsticks and rats." And then later on they get another moral lesson from Lupin about, well, what we've just been talking about, buying a bloody whoopee cushion instead of keeping away from a serial killer.
That was good. Good for Lupin to say that. But even they're forgetting about Hagrid. Maybe they've just worn tired of him because the first two books, Hagrid had something going on. He wanted to help. You know, we've got to sneak out at night to help get rid of Norbert. And something probably happened in the second book, I forget.
Probably, yeah.
But now, they're going to kill Buckbeak, one of his fondest creatures.
Yeah.
I'm not arsed.
But they're growing older, aren't they? It's like when you're at school, when you start in year 7, year 8, you're like, hey, who are these dinner ladies?
Fuck off, no.
Who's this librarian? What? Who's this? There used to be a man he was a volunteer at our school, and he was called Norman the Doorman, right? And that was his nickname. And all he used to do was hold the door open for everybody at dinner. And he had no other job. I think he was a volunteer from the village. You thought, hey, it's Norman the Doorman. But then you grow up and you think, I've got my own life now. Don't want to be hanging around with Norman the Doorman, the librarian, the dinner ladies.
I wouldn't be surprised if in 1 year's time I'm sat next to Norman the Doorman at your wedding.
Oh, he's more than invited. God love him.
Because when Lukas Kirkby starts a friendship, he doesn't end it.
No.
He keeps it going forever. If you find yourself as lucky to be Lukas Kirkby's friend, you got a friend for life there.
No matter how much you beg and plead, I'm staying your friend.
Day or night, rain or snow,
Yeah.
whether you have plight, Lukas Kirkby is more than happy to take you to the airport at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Every step you take, every breath you make, every move you make, I'll be looking at you.
What a lovely sentiment. What a lovely sentiment. Now, Hermione, she gets wind of Ron and Harry going to go to Hogsmeade.
Oh, hang on. Can I go back a bit? Can I rewind you for a sec? Back to Hagrid's hut.
Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, this is one of my favourite costumes in all of the 8 films in the Harry Potter series. And it is Hagrid's going to court costume. And in the film, he says here he has a brown suit and a yellow and orange tie. And do you remember that scene in the film where he's in the lake and he's chucking rocks annoyed?
Yes.
He's got this hairy jacket on, which looks like a cowboy suit with dangly bits on it.
Yes.
And he's got the world's worst tie imaginable, and he's combed his hair a bit.
Yes.
It's my favourite costume, I love it. The tie is ridiculous. And he's all dressed up. And he says he's booked 2 beds on the night bus
Yes.
for him and Buckbeak.
Yes.
Can you imagine Hagrid fitting on the night bus, plus a hippogriff?
Imagine if they're on the first 2 beds and
Yeah.
your bed's the next bed along.
Imagine that.
How am I going to get to that?
Yeah,
Also, your hippogriff just bit me
yeah.
and it bit my arm. Why is this hippogriff that he's going on trial for biting
Yeah.
a child
Yeah.
on a bus?
Yeah. I've paid 2 sickles for this journey.
Hagrid, do me a favour, pal. Fly it to London.
Fly it to London or stick it in the sidecar of your motorbike. The other thing I don't get, right? At the end of this, we find out that Buckbeak's going to be executed, right? So, this department for the removal of dangerous creatures have summoned Hagrid and Buckbeak to London. Like, right, you're in Edinburgh, but we want you to travel all the way to London for the trial. So he comes all the way to London, do the trial. Buckbeak is sentenced to death. And then Hagrid has to take Buckbeak all the way back to Edinburgh. And then they send an executioner all the way to Edinburgh to behead him. Why do they not just keep Buckbeak in London and just kill him there? Why does he get like...
Why move Buckbeak at all?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Send Hagrid by flu.
Why does he have to be there to defend himself?
Imagine if you had a dangerous dog that bit someone on its face.
Yeah.
He turned up at the courthouse with it.
Yeah.
I brought him.
Right.
He's got to plead his case.
Can we bring the dog up to the stand,
He's
please?
begging.
Yeah, bloody hell. You wouldn't bring like a lion to the bloody case, would you, if it'd bitten somebody's head off?
Good point. You wouldn't bring a lion to the case if it'd bitten someone's head off.
We agree, listeners, we agree.
Now, Ron and Harry,
Yeah.
they're going to Hogsmeade. Hermione has caught wind of their plan. It's dangerous, yes. Is there any reason, can we be on Harry and Ron's side at all?
No, I don't think so.
Because they didn't go Hogsmeade the first 2 years.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Because they only buy fucking stink bombs.
Well, I know. And to be fair, they've already been a few times. It's not like Harry's never been. He's been going on the regular.
But Hermione says, I'll report that map to McGonagall if you go to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
Yeah? Guys, that's so reasonable.
Yeah.
You can keep the map if you stay,
Yeah.
and you could send someone else to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
Or Ron could go alone.
Yeah.
Harry does not need to be there.
Because as well, what kind of experience is going to Hogsmeade if you're in the invisibility cloak? Like, yes, you're seeing it all, but you can't take it in. You can't enjoy the experience if you're constantly dodging people and hiding under a cloak.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to go to, like, to see the pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
Always wanted to go to Egypt. But if I was doing all that under a cloak, dodging Egyptians,
I'd feel more comfortable under a cloak.
would you?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because no one can, get me.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be jumping in between people.
Yeah.
Sidling against walls.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But Hermione's, threat is completely reasonable. Like, Ron, after understanding how isolated Hermione has been from, reports from Hagrid, because Hagrid lays in thick saying how awful it's been, you know.
Yeah.
Because he's been spending so much time with her. And then Ron's reaction to her threat is instead having a shred of sympathy, he starts screaming at her.
Yeah.
Ron's lucky I'm not at that school.
Yeah.
Because if I was my age now, or my age as a lad in year 9, I'd kick 7 shades of shit out of him.
Yeah. Well, he deserves it, actually. Especially after he's just had that heart-to-heart with Hagrid. Where he's like, value your friends. And then suddenly he's batting her head off.
Yeah, back to it.
If it wasn't for her, his sister would be dead.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for her discoveries in the library last year...
Forgotten that. It's gone.
Forgotten that?
It's gone.
Yeah. Forgotten about the fact that she got him out of Devil's Snare in year 1 as well.
Them two, if you've been through something like that with someone,
Yeah.
anything comes up in future, you just hold your tongue and just think, it doesn't matter, these little arguments and disagreements we have.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about being a child, you take it for granted, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like when you go on holiday as a kid, you don't realise how fortunate you are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's just normal to you.
Yeah.
Now Ron is in near-death experiences every year. It's just normal to him.
It's just everyday stuff, innit? He's become, desensitised to these situations.
Desensitised, he now feels indestructible.
Yes, he does.
He's dodged death
Yeah.
2 times. Once first year,
Yeah.
Chamber of Secrets, nothing happened to him, did it? But once again, just now with Sirius Black over his bed with a dagger.
Yeah.
He's dodged death and he's like, all right, I'm indestructible.
Yeah.
Harry, let's go to Hogsmeade. I want a party.
He's on another planet. Off he goes to Hogsmeade. Harry is about to get behind the witch's hump, and Neville turns up. Right, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And Harry's like, "Oh, I was just going up to the library to do this. Hey, can I come with you?" "Oh, well, actually, I've just finished that. Hey, we can play Exploding Snap." Right, this is my advice to anybody who doesn't want to do something. You just have to say, "I don't want to do that," and you'll be fine. Like, if ever you're invited to a night out or a party or going to do something and you don't want to do it, just turn around and say, "I don't want to go to the party. I don't want to go on a night out." Because otherwise, if you make up these excuses, people will always find a way around them.
Lovely. Can we run through that now?
Yeah.
Lukas, it's my son's christening.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love it if you could be there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm free that day. I think I've got...
You said, I don't want to. That's your excuse.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought you were going to be like the one trying to wheedle me around it.
Lukas, it's my son's christening. I'd love it if you could be there.
I don't want to come to your son's christening.
Sorry?
I don't want to.
But
I don't like you.
No, what are you saying?
I don't like your son.
Is this a joke? We've been performing Pottervision together now for 5 years.
Yeah.
We've got this podcast.
Yeah.
My son, he idolises you. He's 15. It'd mean a lot to us if you could be there.
I don't want to.
I'm afraid I don't want to do the podcast with you anymore.
Why not?
Because you don't want to come to my son's christening.
Oh, ass! I don't mean things like son's christenings. I just mean like, random piss-ups or whatever.
I don't know if you meant I'm an arse or the whole situation is an arse. Arse!
It's just an expletive, an exclamation
Arse.
of frustration at the
Fine then,
situation.
okay then. Lukas,
Yeah.
me and the lads, we're going for a big piss-up in town. We're going to get pretty angry and we're going to smack some people about. Want to come?
No, I don't want to do that.
Why not?
Just not my cup of tea, that. Getting pissed, slapping people around.
If you don't come, I'll report you to the police.
For what?
Doesn't matter what, I'll make something up.
Hey! Oh, all right then, I'll come. Listeners, when I gave you this piece of advice, use this with normal people. Not maniacs like Tom, who'll threaten to call the police or make up that he's got a son.
Listeners, if you've invited someone somewhere, and they're a bit hesitant to come, use any means necessary to get them to come.
Yeah. I feel like you go out of your way to disagree with me, because your advice the other week was just leave somewhere. If you've had enough of something, just go home without saying anything. Remember?
But Lukas, you must. We are the two that thing to the two men stood next to each other.
Yeah.
One of them always agrees, and the other one always disagrees.
That's true.
Do you know what I'm on about?
Yeah. And
One of us, there's a door behind us. Yeah.
okay.
One's the right path, one's certain death, and you've got to ask us one question.
Oh yeah, the riddle from the labyrinth.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
What do you ask us?
Oh yeah, and then you say, "What will the other door say?"
Yeah.
And he'll say, "I've got a son. It's his christening. He's 15." I'll say, "Well, that's Tom, innit, that door?" Correct.
And what's behind the door?
Who knows? The christening.
What's behind the door?
I don't know. I've never seen Labyrinth.
No, what's behind my door?
Oh
It won't be death.
no.
It would be a post-it with something naughty written on it.
Oh yeah. A naughty word and a naughty picture together.
Now, Ron is at Hogsmeade the normal way.
Yeah.
Harry escapes on his own.
Yeah.
It says in the book, Harry prods Ron in the back.
Yeah.
What do you reckon he prods him in the back with?
Oh, erect penis.
Come on.
That's what you were getting me to say,
That is not where I was going.
wasn't it?
No.
All right, his wand. No, his finger. He just pokes him, doesn't he? Pokes him with a finger. Speaking about that, what made me... I had a retrospective laugh about last week's episode, right? We were on about Malfoy, Crabbe and Goyle pretending to be Dementors, right? Flying about in cloaks. But of course, they would have to be on broomsticks,
Yeah.
right? Imagine that outline. You think they're 3 Dementors, but each of them
Surfing.
has a big, like, stick
Oh.
poking the cloak out a bit. Do you know what I mean? It looked a bit suspicious, I think.
Don't know what you mean.
Only Dementors.
Don't get it.
Hey, number 1 place to take Harry in Hogsmeade. It's the post office! Hey! 5 stars on TripAdvisor. Come and have a look. There's stamps, there's letters, there's sad employees.
Even reading about the owl post office, you're like, why the fuck's he brought him here? It's like, look, those are the local owls for local deliveries. Right.
What a system, eh? We have small owls for local deliveries, and we have big owls for far away deliveries. That's not how it should work. It should be small owls for small packages and large owls for large packages. They've got the system.
No. Multiple owls for large packages.
But this is what they say. They have great greys, and then they've got tiny Scops owls for local deliveries only. Right, so you're telling me that tiny owl is taking a 40-inch TV half a mile away, is it? You got to have a big owl for a big package, that's all I'm saying.
Listeners, you got to have a big owl for a big package.
That's a Pottervision promise. Right, Zonko's joke shop, right. He's trying to keep hidden Harry, right, but he's whispering to Ron, get me this, and then passing the gold under the cloak.
Yeah.
Guys, settle the finances back at Hogwarts. Like, you don't need to be passing all this money. You're trying to be hidden. And he's
Working it
there passing
out,
knuts
right,
over.
Pass me my change.
There, you've kept the knuts. I haven't. Give me back. That was a sickle I gave you.
Beating each other up on the floor.
I'm just beating up an empty space.
Our blonde bimbo is back, and he is on top form. He starts off with a spot-on impression of Hagrid.
He's expanded his repertoire.
Excellent.
He can do Harry. He can do the Dementors. And now his new impersonation, Hagrid.
His dad also does Hagrid.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good double act for Britain's Got Talent.
So that means, at home,
Yeah.
him and his dad are both doing impressions of Hagrid.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
God help his mother.
That's
She's
so
like,
much
"Whoa,
fun.
You've taught him that.
We should get Lucius and Draco on the pod.
Yeah. Both doing Hagrid.
All 4 of us doing Hagrid.
That'd be good.
Because that's all we ever do.
It's all we ever do, listeners. There's the occasional McGonagall. Little hint of Dumbledore, but it's mainly Hagrid impressions. We love to do them.
But yeah, spot on impression of Hagrid.
Malfoy's turn.
Oh, and he calls him a great hairy moron as well. I love that little
See,
dig.
I've missed that bit.
He calls him a great hairy moron. And I love how Draco never keels to Ron's bullying, right? Ron can threaten to punch and kill, and he lunges for Malfoy constantly.
Yeah.
All he wants, right? But Draco is always ready with his little digs.
Yeah.
His little comments.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Draco Malfoy has ever initiated the violence.
Never.
It's
Never,
always
never,
Ron
never,
or
never.
Harry. So they're there having a bit of banter back and forth. You know, Harry thinks, oh, I'm going to get a bit of mud. He slings the mud at Malfoy, right? You think, right, whatever. That's how it is. Then he throws mud at Crabbe and Goyle. Then he's picking up sticks. He's throwing sticks at them.
Smacking him in the back.
Then he's tripping them up. He's beating these people up within an inch of their life. God, next minute he's going to be murdering them. Taking it too far. He's strangling them now. He's strangling them. Whoa! What's he doing? Oh, he shot him in the kneecaps.
Please, he can't breathe.
Oh, it's only a bit of fun. He'd suck the piss out of your dad. You've murdered him.
If we rewind, Draco, the Shrieking Shack,
Yeah.
Draco bumps into Ron there, and Draco says, I bet you're admiring it. I bet you'd love to live here.
Yeah.
Considering your house is so small.
Yeah.
You'd have your own room to yourself. I heard that all you and your family share the same room. Is that correct? That is all he said.
Yeah.
That is all he said. Now he's got Harry kneeling on his arms with a blanket over his face, waterboarding him.
Throwing mud at him, throwing sticks at him. All Malfoy's mentioned is Ron's house, and 5 minutes later he's got like a crooked spine and foot and mouth.
But do we know that Ron has never confirmed whether or not to Draco whether he shares a room with his parents and his brothers and sister?
Yeah.
So we don't know. That's what Draco heard.
Yeah.
He heard that you share a bedroom with your whole family. Is it true?
Yeah.
And now...
And now he swallowed mud. It is quite ridiculous.
Imagine psychopaths, the pair of them, absolute psychopaths. Because Harry's beating the living shit out of Draco, Crabbe and Goyle.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ron is giggling.
Yeah. He could barely stand up for laughing at this carnage, this violence. The line that made me laugh, they're going on about Crabbe and Goyle, and it says, their bulging muscles were no use against ghosts. Can I just say, they're treated like idiots in this book. They're described as idiots, but they must have a fantastic fitness regime to be so muscly.
You don't get muscles without exercise.
No.
So unless these boys are doing chin-ups, press-ups, weights, all these routines, it's either going to be fat, or they are doing those routines.
Yeah, they're not just lumps, are they? They are, prime specimens.
Your bulging muscles are useless. What?
Their bulging muscles were no use against ghosts. It isn't a ghost. It's Harry in a cloak.
But absolutely disproportionate punishment for Malfoy asking if they all share one room.
Yeah.
Muck at the back of the head. Yeah. Harry, you're on a rampage. What are you doing?
He thinks his head gets revealed. Malfoy thinks, bloody hell, what's that? Runs back to Hogwarts, and Harry thinks, shit.
Harry's on the run as well.
He is.
He's sprinting back. Before he gets back, he thinks, I could never take my cloak into the castle.
No.
And stashes it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Put it back on, numbnuts.
Put it back on, walk to your dormitory.
Yeah.
And get in bed.
Yeah. I've been ill, Professor Snape, I've been ill.
Instead, one of the most valuable possessions on planet Earth, he kicks to the side.
Yeah. That's like robbing the crown jewels and then leaving it in the tunnel. Because you don't want to be caught with them.
It's like robbing the crown jewels and leaving it in the tunnel, listeners.
Listeners, it's like robbing the crown jewels and leaving it in the tunnel. That's what we say.
That's what we always say. That's what it's like.
He comes out of the witch's hump. Snape's there. He takes him back to his office.
And he's confronted with his actions, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Harry is confronted with, his actions.
Yes.
He's been spotted.
Yeah.
Caught red-handed.
Yeah.
His immediate response, lie. Gaslight. Accuse.
Yeah.
Make it seem like Draco's insane.
It's his default position. Tell a porky. Have you ever lied to, acted innocent when you did something wrong? Tried to get away with something?
Just every waking hour.
Yeah, fair enough. Tell you something naughty I did when I was about 10.
Do it to you all the time.
Yeah, you do. Do you know what? He lies to me because he doesn't want to disappoint me, I think. And I'll say, have you messaged these people? And he'll go, yes.
No, prime example today.
Yeah.
You messaged me going, "Has that person got back to you yet?" And I said, "Not yet." But the piece of information I left out was, "I haven't messaged them yet."
He twists things, and then he tells me, "I've not lied to you. He hasn't got back to me yet." But he hasn't messaged him.
Has he been messaged now?
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Can I believe a word you say?
Yes.
I didn't see it get sent. Tell you what I did once. I must have been about 10 or something, and the people in my drama group, the older ones, were having a meeting about something. And I thought, I'll be very nice. I'll offer to make everybody a cup of tea.
This sounds delicious. A cup of tea by a boy who doesn't drink tea.
Exactly.
He knows the recipe.
Bag, water, milk, optional sugar. Optional milk. Milk's optional. So I go, right, does anyone want a cup of tea? How many sugars? Right. And one of them goes, can I have a peppermint tea, please? Right. Which might sound like a reasonable, request. But as a 10-year-old boy, I didn't like the tone. Right. So what I did was I made all the teas. I made the peppermint tea. And instead of sugar, I put... Well, you wouldn't put sugar in the peppermint tea, but I put salt in the peppermint tea.
Fucking hell.
I know. Just like a little prank.
Yeah.
And when they drank it, like... I acted innocent and pretended that I thought it was sugar. When in reality, I knew damn well it was salt.
And what happened to that person?
Died.
What a prankster.
They died of salt.
What a prankster.
What a prank. What a guess.
Yeah. Snape says an excellent line in this.
Yeah.
He said, everyone from the Ministry of Magic downwards has been trying to keep Harry Potter safe, but Harry Potter is a law unto himself.
He's right. Has he spoken an untruth? Nope. Snape in this scene. I think this is my favourite Snape scene so far in the 3 books. He's absolutely in his element. He has Harry by the short and curlies, and he's loving it. Why you do it? That's a phrase that people use. Having somebody by the short and curlies.
I've never heard that in my life.
Well, it exists. I'm not being rude.
Let me tell you something.
What?
Right. So, Harry is being scolded.
Yeah.
For, breaking into Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
Going to Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
And he's not being scolded for beating the crap out of 3 students.
Yeah, what about that? That's funny. Do you think Malfoy's mentioned that, or do you think he's just too embarrassed?
Well, I think he says to... he spoke about the mud, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
So he must have mentioned the other things.
Yeah. Again, they've got everything all mixed up. Harry, a student's told us that you tried to murder them in the village. What were you doing in the village? What about the murder? I'm not bothered about the murder attempt. Yeah, I agree with you.
Sounds like Draco Malfoy needs a stint at Mungo's. Sorry?
He does essentially say that. He claimed, he must have been having hallucinations.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Well, funny.
Snape is brilliant in this. He pulls out the Marauders map and he goes, "What's this, Potter?" And Harry goes, "Spare bit of parchment." And he goes, "Oh, well, you won't mind me throwing it in the bin then."
No.
Oh, so it is important to you then. He's loving it. He's in his elements. I've very much enjoyed Snape in this chapter. I must.
I did as well.
Yeah.
I really did as well. He says to Harry, he goes, "You're just like your father,
Yeah.
the way he strutted about."
Yeah.
And Harry goes, "My father didn't strut."
Yeah.
How the hell do you know?
Yeah.
You got no idea whether your father strutted or not.
He could be walking up and down that great hall like Mick Jagger for all you know.
Like, there's nothing wrong with strutting.
No.
Me and you strut everywhere. Strutters.
I'm strutting right now, ladies and
We're a
gentlemen.
pair of strutty little sluts.
The slut strut. Yeah.
Burn a hole in the carpet.
This was a big moment for me. Snape is having a go about Harry's dad, and Harry loses it. And he goes,
Shut up.
Shut up, Snape! Don't you talk about my dad like that.
Yeah.
And I love that. He's standing up to Snape. He's being a bit rude, but Snape loves it. Snape is like, yes, this is
He's
what
ready.
I want.
I think sometimes, well, I do that sometimes. No, I don't do this. That's mad to do this. But sometimes, you have a joke with people and you try and rile them a bit.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you can
yeah.
get a bit of a jokey argument.
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
That's fun.
Bit
I
of
think
fun, innit?
This is exactly what Snape's been
Yeah.
looking for. But it's funny. So the way that Snape is described in this, so
Yeah.
he goes, "Shut up," he says to Snape.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it says, Snape's sallow skin had gone the colour of sour milk. Right. Why can't she just write, Snape looked upset? Why has she got to add, Snape got uglier by the second? Do you know what I mean? Snape was still unattractive, even after the things Harry said. Why has she got to add those things?
Oh, it's the poetry of it, isn't it? Literature.
His uneven, yellowish teeth were bared, his long nostrils quivering. Sorry, what? Why you got to say them things?
A long nostril quiver. I want to see that.
He taps the map.
Oh, yeah.
Reveal me your secrets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the map starts hurling abuse at him.
Mm-hmm.
The four messers, start giving him, or take it in turns to say something to him.
Yeah.
Taking a while, because this has got, each letter's being written out.
Yeah.
And that takes a while. So that's got to be like, I don't know, a minute and a half of abuse.
Yeah.
Right. What an odd bunch of boys these messers were, putting all that time and effort into bullying Snape.
I know. Well, they've jinxed the thing, haven't they? What made me laugh was because at the time that they made the map, they were same age as Harry, probably teenagers at school, right? And they're making childish remarks about Snape. You smell, you're an ugly git, whatever. The audiobook by Stephen Fry. Did you hear his impressions of them?
Yeah.
They sound like Victorian undertakers or something, or like something from Charles Dickens.
Wasn't Wormtail like, was he Welsh or something?
Wormtail was Welsh randomly. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Like, I'm imagining like Fred and George type characters, Mr. Padfoot would like to register his astonishment that an idiot like that would ever become professor. I was expecting something like that. But Stephen Fry's like, Mr. Wormtail bids Professor Snape good day and advise him to wash his hair, the slime ball.
That was Wormtail, wasn't it?
Yeah. Why is it suddenly bloody Uriah Heep from David Copperfield?
Snape needs to wash his hair.
What's that? Is that Welsh? Mr. Prongs agrees with Mr. Mooney and would like to add that Professor Snape is an ugly git.
Very unprofessional of Lupin,
Yeah.
lying to his colleagues.
Yes.
Snape must be aware that Lupin is Mooney.
Yeah, I feel like they were lying to... Just so Harry didn't know. I feel like they already knew. Because Snape hints at the manufacturers.
It's straight from the manufacturers. Snape said, stink lines peering off him.
Yeah, so I feel like they were protecting Harry there. Well, not protecting him, but...
Yeah.
Used to hate that. As a kid when your parents would have like a conversation about somebody, but they'd use code because you weren't allowed to know the
Never
gossip.
happened in my house. They just say the name.
Would they?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, my mum and dad used...
He's a big fat bitch.
That woman.
He's a bastard.
That's no good. See, my mum and dad would always use codes or they'd stop talking about it.
What, like?
Well, I don't know if somebody had annoyed somebody at work or if something was happening. They wouldn't tell me.
Because scared of you ringing them up. It's me, Lukas. They've been talking again.
I've been listening, like you said. Nothing yet.
They're planning a robbery.
They still won't talk. But yeah, Lupin has this conversation with Harry and he gets to him, doesn't he? Hagrid's tried. Snape's tried. Lupin succeeded. Harry, your parents died trying to save your sorry hide. The least you can do is, try and keep safe rather than risking your life for a bag of jokes.
God, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I loved it. No, but I agree, because the weight of what's been going on to Harry has not hit him at all, has it?
Yeah.
And it takes
Yeah.
Lupin to talk reasonably at him, because maybe it's a teacher he respects. I suppose he would have listened if Dumbledore had said it to him.
Yeah. I feel like he's got, he develops a really good relationship with Lupin.
Because he's not adding any stank to it, is he?
No.
He's not adding any stank. Snape's adding stank.
Yeah, a lot of stank.
And that's why I can't listen to him.
Yeah,
McGonagall would add stank, and that's why she can't listen. Hermione, stanky.
Stanky bitch.
No, not
Eh?
bitch.
Oh, sorry.
Stanky kid.
Stanky kid. So speaking of Hermione, they go back to the common room. Hermione's upset, and it's because Hagrid has lost the case and Buckbeak is going to be executed.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needs to find Hagrid right now and stop him from going on a massive bender. Because he's in London right now. His bird is about to be beheaded. He's going on a mad one tonight, I know it.
I'd go on a mad one if my bird was about to be beheaded.
Because what was he like when he thought he was going to be sacked? He's putting his head into the trough.
Right. How many cans of fart putty out of 5 are you giving this chapter?
Oh, I'm tempted to give 5 just because I like fart putty. I like this chapter, It's a bit mental. I think this is Snape's finest hour so far. I love that scene with Snape, his glee at catching Harry and him being in trouble. It was good. Good cliffhanger with Buckbeak. Bit of fun with Mud and Malfoy. I'm going to give this a very solid 4 cans of fart putty out of 5 because I'm going to keep the other one for myself.
Oh, excellent. Now with me, this chapter got me very passionate because I couldn't believe how awful the boys were treating anyone who wasn't them. Do they even enjoy each other's company? I ask myself. Or are they just two miserable little gits who flock together? But a lot of entertaining things happened.
Yes.
That invisible fight. Snape had some fine bits of dialogue in this chapter. And for that reason, I'm going to give this chapter 3 cans of fart putty out of 5.
Mucho gusto.
Quiz, quizzy, quiz, quizzy, quiz, 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 crew. Gonna ask you some questions. How well will you do? Quiz, quizzy, quiz, quizzy, quiz, 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 crew. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lukas. How well will you do?
I'll blow you a kiss.
The prizes. I won't embarrass.
What?
Edit that out. The prize is my undying respect.
Oh, I like that.
Question 1. What was Buckbeak eating in Hagrid's shack?
Ferrets.
Yes. Question 2. What did Harry open of the one-eyed witch?
The hump.
Yes. Question 3. What kind of teacup did they buy?
A nose-biting teacup.
Question 4. Who did Nearly Headless Nick say lived in the Shrieking Shack?
Oh, come back to me on that one.
Question 5. What did Lupin want a word with Harry about?
The Marauder's map.
He says it's in. What does he say in front of Snape?
Oh, in front of Snape, he says about the vampire homework.
Correct. Question 4. Who did Nearly Headless Nick say lived in the Shrieking Shack?
Ooh, I didn't think it was anyone specific, so I'll just say all manner of horrible ghosts.
No, a rough crowd.
Ah!
No respect for you.
Continues, listeners.
Quiz, quizzy, quiz, quizzy, quiz, 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 quiz. Gonna ask you some questions. How well will you do? Quiz, quizzy, quiz, quizzy, quiz, 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 quiz. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lukas. How well will you do?
I'll blow you a kiss. This has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, we're going on tour. It's only a few weeks away. We're at Chorley on the 30th of September, and then we're travelling around the UK. We're in Glasgow, Edinburgh, Newcastle, Hull, Peterborough, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, London, Brighton, Telford. I've definitely forgotten somewhere. We're having more dates added all the time. Pottervision.com. We would love to see you there. And please say hello if you do come and see us. If you want bonus content as well, we've got our Patreon page, patreon.com/Pottervision. And you can find loads of extra episodes, merchandise, and a online version of our 2019 live show. Also, just get in touch, pottervisioncomedy@gmail.com, or on our social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Just search Pottervision. Next week, my goodness, it's our Golden Jubilee, our 50th episode. Episode 50, Chapter 15 of The Prisoner of Azkaban. Ho ho ho! I hope you've missed Quidditch, because it's the bloody final! The Quidditch final. You have been none other than the son of the father of Tom Lawrenson.
And you have worn the skin of Lukas Kirkby.
Goodbye!
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. You can contact us through our website, pottervision.com. And if you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.